Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Preston Endress. A man in Scranton is facing charges after crashing into a car with a woman holding onto his car's door. Scranton police responded to a call on the 1100 block of Roundwoods Place of an unresponsive female, later identified as 18-year-old Rose Hernandez, found laying in a pool of blood. Police say that Hernandez was taken to Geisinger Community Medical Center's trauma unit where she was pronounced dead. Investigators say that Hernandez and her 18-year-old boyfriend Joseph Garcia of South Carolina got into a fight when Garcia got into his car to leave. As he did, Hernandez attempted to get inside the vehicle, where he saw her grab onto the door. As Garcia tried to stop, he hit another car, where then he saw Hernandez lying on the ground. At this time, Garcia is being charged with 2 counts of aggravated assault and is being held at the Lackawanna County Criminal Justice Center. A teenager is missing and police need your help looking for him. The Shenandoah Borough Police Department posted on Facebook that 15-year-old Jeremiah James Morales has been missing since December 10th and has connections in Shenandoah, Hazleton, Pottsville, and Philadelphia. He is about 6 feet tall, weighing approximately 180 pounds, has brown hair and brown eyes. He also has a muscular build. Anyone with information of his location is asked to call the Shenandoah Police Department at 570-462-1008 or the Communications Center at 570-462-1991. They are stressing that any tip, no matter how small, can help. On December 24th, 2 more Wilkes-Barre stores got hit with theft, and the Wilkes-Barre Township Police Department is looking for the community's help to identify all people involved. At 9:54 a.m., a trio was seen walking into Target. The group consisted of 1 woman and 2 men, one wearing a jacket and another wearing a black hat. At around 10:21, they were seen walking past all points of sale with a cart filled with merchandise totaling $1,361.96. At 11:46 a.m., TJ Maxx also saw a theft as a white female concealed 48 cosmetic and health and beauty products. She stuffed a reusable shopping bag with $589.52 worth of items without paying. Police are asking anyone with information to contact PTLM Caskey at caskey@township.wilkesbarre.pa.us or texting 570-760-0215 or calling 570-208-4635 extension 363. All information provided will be kept strictly confidential. An apparent can of worms has been opened regarding the Pennsylvania State Police, as 2 high-ranking members of the authorities just recently filed a federal lawsuit against some superiors. Shikshini Captain Patrick Doherty and Lieutenant Derek Felsman claimed they were reassigned by superiors after they reported wrongdoing to state police brass. The members made a claim that they were retaliated against after uncovering a fraud scheme by Troop P Wilkes-Barre troopers to infiltrate their pay. The lawsuit stated that top police officials have targeted Doherty and Felsman since a 2022 photo came out with troopers posing with President Donald Trump, who during the time was not in office. The lawsuit states further that Doherty reported the alleged fraudulent payroll to his immediate supervisor, thus was then discouraged from filing a complaint with the State Police Internal Affairs Division, which Doherty ignored and went through with it. A Shenandoah man is facing criminal charges after assaulting an employee and damaged a T-Mobile store. On Saturday morning, officers from PSP Frackville responded to a call of a Hispanic male that appeared to be under the influence of a substance and was trying to assault an employee. The man, later identified as 36-year-old Eric N. Morales Barreto, walked into the store asking for his free phone after accusing the worker of stealing a phone that was ordered by a relative. According to the affidavit, Barreto went behind the counter and engaged in a physical altercation with the worker. Barreto also forcibly took the victim's personal phone, valued at $650. The victim fought back, placing him in a headlock and slammed him onto the ground, and took his phone and called 911, where he said Barreto was asleep. By the time he went back inside, Barreto was trashing the store before being able to get away. Troopers were able to find Barreto and took him into custody without incident. They noted that he appeared lethargic and incoherent and showed signs of impairment and was unable to answer basic questions. He was then evaluated by EMS and then transported to Lehigh Valley Medical Center East for treatment. Morales Barreto has been charged with a list of offenses including disorderly conduct, public drunkenness, and robbery. He was arraigned by on-call Magisterial District Judge Edward Tarantelli and sentenced to Schuylkill County Prison after failing to post $75,000 straight cash bail. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for January 29, 2026. Coming up on WYLN News, a school district receives a $1 million grant through the state's fund. Plus, today is National Bacon Day, and one fast food restaurant is offering a one-day deal for all bacon lovers. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
You will love the feel-good feeling you get when you shop at Grand Central in Nescopeck and Hazleton. You will enjoy a no-pressure professional sales staff, experienced delivery crew, service after the sale,
and don't forget, everyday low prices.
No matter what you're shopping for in your home, we have you covered with top brand names like Flex Steel, Lazy Boy England, and Dillon Custom Rugs.
With our enormous selection and the flexibility to finance interest-free for up to 60 months, Grand Central makes it easy to make your house a home.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Welcome back to WYLN News. On Tuesday, December 23rd, the Panther Valley High School, as well as local baseball communities, suffered a tragic loss. 20-year-old Stephen Hood of Lansford tragically passed away after getting into an accident when his Chevrolet Colorado left the east side of a snow and ice-covered Route 209 near the entrance of Panther Valley High School. Hood lost control and the truck flipped over several times before he was ejected. He was transported to St. Luke's Miners Camp in Coaldale, where he was pronounced dead. Hood was a 1,000-point scorer in basketball, aside from being a standout baseball player that played a big part as a sophomore in Panther Valley's 2022 District 11 Class 3A title. Stephen was in his sophomore year at Kutztown University, majoring in business administration and pitching for the baseball team. Our thoughts and prayers go to Stephen's family, friends, and loved ones, and all of his teammates and coaches from throughout the years. The Hazleton Area School District has been awarded $1 million through the Pennsylvania's Multimodal Transportation Fund. Governor Josh Shapiro and PennDOT Secretary Mike Carroll announced that the Shapiro administration has invested over $143 million for the Multimodal Transportation Fund to fund the 34 counties and support 54 multimodal projects. The fund will support 5 projects in Luzerne County, including the Hazleton Area School District in Hazel Township. The district will be receiving $1 million to construct a new access road and bridge to the Hazleton Area North Academic Campus, which will improve safety, accessibility, and traffic flow for students, staff, and surrounding community. Superintendent Brian Uplinger said that this investment is a major step forward for our district and our community. Construction timelines and additional project details will be announced as planning progresses. With the new year coming in soon, many stores and services announced their end-of-the-year hours. PennDOT announced that all of their driver license and photo centers will be closed on January 1st in observance of New Year's Day. Although centers are closed, PennDOT reminds customers that they can still obtain driver and vehicle services through their website. Online services are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, where there are no additional fees for online services. You can visit PennDOT's driver and vehicle services at dmv.pa.gov. While not quite international like August 30th, today, December 30th, is also considered Bacon Day, which must be very exciting for all bacon lovers. Today, the famous fast food chain Wendy's has been marketing with a beneficial bacon bargain. For the whole day, Wendy's has offered the Junior Bacon Cheeseburger for the cost of 1 penny, and this offer was exclusively on the restaurant's mobile app. Customers who are bacon lovers need to use the app to redeem the offer, so an account is required. Luckily, the 1-cent burger is available with any additional purchase. As of this broadcast, Wendy's should still be open. Whether the visit is for there, to go, or via drive-thru, those interested only have the rest of the day. Coming up on Partysville's News Choice, we check in with Trooper Petrosky for this week's Trooper Talk Tuesday. Plus, Wyln historian Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Shikshini Part 1. And stay with us on Wyln. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Cheers Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in at 610 North Broad Street in West Hazleton, 570-454-7229. Cheers is proud to be celebrating 70 years in business.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Wyln CA 35 children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children in compliance with FCC guidelines. A copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at 139 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania 17815 during regular business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Cooking rice just isn't nice. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with Rice Robot, the 1, 2, 3 rice cooker. Watch. 1, add the white cup for rice. 2, add the blue cup for water. 3, click it and let Rice Robot perfectly cook it.
The secret is perfect cook technology that surrounds the rice with controlled heat for even cooking. Then Rice Robot senses when it's done, auto stops, and keeps it warm to serve.
It won't burn, overcook, or undercook, guaranteed.
And rice is just the beginning. Make mac and cheese, frittatas, oatmeals, soups and stews, even ramen dishes. And with a ceramic, ultra non-stick interior, cleanup's a breeze.
Get the complete Rice Robot cooking system with the steamer tray and 1, 2, 3 recipe guide, all for just $39.99. It comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. We'll even ship your entire order free. Order now.
1-800-640-8545.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Dr. John will be here. Let's talk about if you thought you never needed a chiropractor or you're afraid to see a chiropractor. Let's shed some light on maybe why you might have to change your mind.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another Wyln Trooper Talk Tuesday segment. I'm Trooper Anthony Petrowski, Troop N Public Information Officer. Today we're talking about traffic stops. Yes, you have probably never been pulled over before, but in case you do, I'm going to talk about what you should and shouldn't do. Believe it or not, a lot of people go their entire lives without getting pulled over, and then maybe at an older age they do get pulled over and they don't know what to properly do. So, first and foremost, pull over in a safe location. A lot of times people see the red and blue lights behind them and they think, what do? I better stop right now in the middle of the road. And obviously that is a don't. We don't want you to stop in the middle of the road. Pull over in a safe location completely off of the road, not halfway on the road, completely off of the road. Then stay in your vehicle. There's some things that we're doing before we approach your vehicle, and that's calling it in using our radio to call in our location, the vehicle we're out with. So stay in the vehicle. Never, ever, ever exit the vehicle on a traffic stop. We, as law enforcement, do not know why you're exiting that vehicle. Sure, we know who the vehicle is owned by, but that doesn't tell us who's actually in the vehicle at the time of the traffic stop. So remain in the vehicle. When we approach, we're going to explain to you who we are and why you pulled you over. Then we're going to ask for those 3 magic documents: your driver's license, your registration, and your insurance card. Now, those documents are required to be with you anytime you operate a motor vehicle in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. After that, we're going to wait. We're going to tell you to wait in your vehicle and don't exit. We're going to go back to our car, and we might do some paperwork. We might be running your information. But again, don't exit. If you have a question, just stay in your vehicle, and we will be back up. From there, we will explain whether we give you a traffic citation, a warning, or a verbal warning. The troopers will definitely explain what you need to do. And just remember, the side of the road is not a courtroom. Okay, so if you have questions, if you think that it's incorrect, then you could plead not guilty, and you can have your day in court. We don't want to be out there for a very long time, and we also don't want you to be out there for a long time. It should be a somewhat quick interaction, and again, if you don't feel that anything's correct, then you could plead not guilty and have a hearing. Now, it's very easy to avoid all of this. Don't get pulled over. Obey the traffic laws, watch your speed, and most importantly, maintain eyes on the road, keep your phones down. Remember, it can wait. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you right back here on another Trooper Talk Tuesday.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Hello, I'm WYLN historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
Among the first European settlers to reach northwestern Luzerne County were the Austin and Crosley families, who arrived in the area in 1772. They were soon joined by others, including Matthias Hollenbach, who bought farmland that encompassed almost all of the present-day borough of Shikshini. Also arriving in the area was a good friend of Hollenbach's, Nathan Beach, who was originally from Connecticut. Beach, for whom the nearby village of Beach Haven would be named, was a former Revolutionary War soldier who had survived the infamous Wyoming Massacre and had been present for Lord Charles Cornwallis's surrender to American forces at Yorktown. Beach also represented Luzerne County in the Pennsylvania legislature. Cole, however, would be where he would make his biggest impact. Beach had been present at the first burning of anthracite coal in Judge Jesse Fell's stove and knew coal's value. Thus, he wished to know if the land he purchased in northwestern Luzerne County would be viable for mining. He hired surveyor Humphrey Davenport in 1830 to search his land for black diamonds. Davenport would summarily find coal on Rocky Mountain. Mining of the coal would begin soon afterwards, and the area would begin to prosper. The discovery of coal in the region could not have come at a better time for it, as the North Branch Canal was built through the budding community along the Susquehanna by 1828. Its initial routing from Nanticoke to Northumberland would be complete by 1831. The coal mine nearby would be loaded up and flowed down the canal to market in the major cities. The process of getting the mine coal to the canal would be simplified by Nathan Beach's grandson, Dr. Darwin Crary, in 1840. Dr. Crary invented the first inclined coal chute, allowing quick transport of coal down from the mountains. The canals, though, would find their glory days cut short, for the rise of the railroads, which had a year-round operational capacity in contrast to the waterways, would ultimately spell their doom. The first railroad to reach this part of Luzerne County would be the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg Railroad, which was laid through in 1858. The line would ultimately stretch 80 miles from Scranton to Northumberland and would soon take over much of the coal traffic. The North Branch Canal continued onward for several decades afterwards, but would close down in 1900. Meanwhile, the Lackawanna and Bloomsburg would be bought out by its rival, the Delaware, Lackawanna and Western Railroad, in 1873, becoming that line's Bloomsburg branch. It would change hands several more times, to the merged Erie-Lackawanna in 1960, and then to Conrail in 1976 before the latter abandoned the line east of town in 1984. The line still operates to the west today as the North Shore Railroad. As for the community that had grown up around the canal and railroad, it had first been known as Coonsville, after another early settler, William Coons. Eventually, however, the name would be changed to Shikshini, which was derived from the Native American word Shikashina, meaning the place where 5 mountains meet. In this case, the 5 peaks were Knob, Lee, Newport, River, and Rocky Mountains. Its growth continued through the 1850s, with the first store, owned by Nathan Garrison and Andrew Eldon, opening in 1857. Eldon, however, would soon take Garrison's share of the profits for himself and flee on a steamboat to China, only to drown at sea en route, perhaps pulled down to his grave by the weight of his sins. The town of Shikshini would be officially incorporated a few years later in 1861, separating from both Salem and Union townships. Jesse Enke would have the honor of being elected the new town's very first Burgess. After Shikshini's incorporation as a borough, it continued to expand. A flour mill operated by brothers George and Lot Search opened for business in 1865. A foundry under the direction of Jesse Beadle, L.T. Hartman, and Frederick Beach followed a year later in 1866. Amos Hess opened a planing mill in 1874. 2 blacksmith shops, run by Minor Brown and Henry Wagner respectively, served the community as well. The first newspaper in town, the Mountain Echo, began publication in 1873 by owners C.A. Boone and M.E. Walker. It would be joined several years later by the Chickasha Democrat, which would only operate for 5 years. As Chickasha grew, it connected to the wider world more and more. A toll bridge would be built across the river to the town of Mackinac in 1859. The original bridge would be washed away in a flood in 1865 and quickly rebuilt. This bridge collapsed in 1877 and was replaced in 1880. The third bridge, burned down in 1919, was replaced with a modern concrete span. The current bridge on the site was opened for drivers in 1994. Heading north out of Chickasha, the Union Turnpike would be constructed to Huntington Mills in 1877, following the path of today's Route 239. For those coming into Chickasha, several hotels rose to offer travelers safe accommodations, among them the Mountain Inn and the Yapel Inn. Numerous churches, too, would start rising over the borough for various denominations, among them a Presbyterian and a Methodist church. Despite its diverse set of businesses, however, Chickasha's main industry at this time remained coal mining, and the most productive mine was run across the Susquehanna and Mackinac by the West End Coal Company. Founded in 1882 by Charles Cunningham, Andrew Miller, and John Teasdale, West End mined a very rich coal vein in Newport Mountain, which was some of the best quality coal in the area. The company built housing for its workers, which would form the basis of today's village of Mackinac. The mine would operate for close to 70 years, but like many mines, would not avoid disasters. The breaker burned down twice before the turn of the 20th century, on March 12, 1893 and March 29, 1897. And terrible accidents happened underground at West End as well. On August 11, 1885, a ventilation fan of the mine broke, allowing poisonous gas to seep into the tunnels. 12 miners would be fatally asphyxiated by the gas. 36 years later, on October 30, 1931, a terrible explosion rocked the mine, killing 4 men and trapping 2 others, John Thomas Shunas and John Metz, underground for 133 hours before they would be rescued.
Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm 7 years old. Tomorrow the weather will be cloudy.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.